Jordan Zemansky and Luke Sherman here today. We're with WNTH 88.1 FM, the voice of New Trier. Today we're at the Langham Hotel in Chicago with Aaron Paul, Emmy Award-winning actor, and Scott Waugh, director of the new film Need for Speed, out March 14th.
You should do radio. You had a good voice.
Oh, thank you very much.
You should think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
That was awesome.
So this is for a charity event, Radiothon, which is a 16-hour radio broadcast where we'll try to raise money to support a charity, and the charity that we chose this year was Rock for Kids, which helps support music education programs in schools around the Chicagoland area.
Yeah, mostly for underprivileged children in the Chicagoland area. We promote them getting a thorough music education.
Cool, great. Yeah, I love that.
So, our first question is, since we help operate a high school-run radio station, we're curious that what were some of the artistic outlets that you were involved in high school that maybe helped you get into the professions that you're in today?
I mean, really, theater. Theater is what drew me to this world. Really, I mean, I think in 8th grade was my first acting class, and that's when I was introduced to films like Goonies and Stand By Me, and that was the first time where I watched movies like that. And I didn't just see movies, I didn't just see characters, I saw young kids being characters in movies. And I was like, oh my God, I want to do what they're doing. Why can't I do that? And so that's, I feel so blessed that I had theater growing up. And it's so tragic now because so many theater classes are being pulled and music classes are being pulled from schools, and so, yeah, I'm a big supporter in the arts for sure.
You weren't aware that you were watching the Young Goonies, were you?
Yeah, no, you did.
I used to double Sean Astin as a kid when I started doing stunts when I was 12.
That is so badass.
I was funny because.
Did you see The Boat?
I was more enamored with Sean Astin's mom was Patty Duke.
Really?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, I was more like, oh my God, it's Patty Duke's son. She was such a icon in old cinema.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we all know something new. You were involved with Goonies.
I was just I started doing stuff when I was a kid, and Sean, I got lucky enough. I looked a lot like him at that age. I don't look a lot like him now.
Yeah.
And I saw him not too long ago, because he was directing an episode of 24. And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" We were because we were kids. We were really close kids. And
I can't believe you worked on Goonies, man. I mean, right? That's crazy.
And you're just learning this today too.
I know. I didn't know that, but we haven't talked about it.
We haven't talked about it in a long time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you were a stunt performer? Is that
well, my dad was. That's how I got into it. My dad was the original Spider-Man in the TV show.
Oh, that's so interesting.
76. Yeah, tells you how old I am. And
you are really.
I am, and let's just reinforce how old I am.
Young at heart.
Yes. And so I grew up in a stunt family.
Oh.
And literally, my father was in the circus before he got into the stunt industry. So in my backyard was a full-size trapeze.
That's
crazy.
And I used to fly trapeze at 5. I don't remember asking, "Hey, can I go?" That's what we did. So
that's definitely a different childhood.
It was everybody asked me, "Do you play video games?" I was like, "Well, my life kind of actually was a real life video game." Truthfully, so I was just lucky. I just had this crazy upbringing.
So what inspired you to change from being the stunt performer to choosing to become a director now?
My dad, really, because he became a director really early on, and I've always been a shit-talking storyteller all my whole life, and I always knew I wanted to be a director, but I kind of felt like it was going to be deeper in my career. And it was really hard. It's always hard for a stuntman to make that transition. But I just got lucky, and I had a lot of. I got like Aaron. When I went to college, I had been in movies my whole life, so I felt like I was in the film program, and I knew more than my professors. just because I was on Spielberg's set, I was on Michael Mann's, Oliver Stone's sets, and I learned so much from them that I switched and went into theater and studied theater for 3 years and learned what it meant to be an actor, and so I could, when I became a director, I could communicate with people like Mr. Paul here.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul makes you as old as me.
I prefer you calling me Mr. Paul.
You like that? It might be Sir Paul. It might be the second Sir Paul.
Sir Paul.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess it's interesting hearing that, like, these theatrical upbringings of being, you know, having a trapeze set in your backyard, and like, or was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
like
it
that,
was like full size, man.
Yeah, and you were able to grow up and sort of like pursue this career of film, and you two being involved in theater, and then being able to like live the dream of being in Hollywood and sort of being in these movies. Yes, like, I mean,
It wasn't easy.
yeah.
It really wasn't. I think people ask me, you know, well, like, how would you advise, you know, kids? And I just said, all I know is in life, and people are going to continually throw obstacles up in front of you,
Yeah.
and walls. And I believe walls are built for a reason, which is to climb over them.
Yeah. That's
It's not that easy, and not that it's hard, but walls aren't built with infinity. There's a certain height to it, and some walls are a lot taller than others. And I know even with Aaron, I'm sure, you know, trying to be, you know, the transition from theater actor in high school to Aaron Paul now, it was some severe size walls.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of people think, you know, moving to LA, what a tough thing to do from Idaho. You know, at 17 years old, but it was really the easiest decision ever. But to get to where I'm at now, living in LA for, you know, 17 years, just the ups and downs, the struggle, and it's really a lot of people on the outside of this industry, they think it's just nothing but glamorous. And this business, I mean, it has that element to it, but my God, it's a brutal battle. I mean, it's a tough business. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I love it. But it's long hours. You're always away from home, and there's a lot of sacrifices. But it's all worth it.
Very cool. So the charity Rock for Kids, obviously music education program. We're all music lovers here. I know you both love music festivals. I know you met your wife at the Coachella Festival.
Yes, I did.
In California. And I know that Chicago Lollapalooza.
I'm here every year.
Yeah. So, just what was your favorite part of that festival? Why do you choose to keep coming back?
Honestly, I think it's the people here are just so. The first time I ever been to Chicago was for the Lollapalooza Music Festival, I think 5 years ago, something like that. And it's just such the fact that it takes place in the middle of downtown in a gorgeous park, and the backdrop is this gorgeous city, is so fun, and the people are just there for music and the love of music, and that's what keeps bringing me back.
I think that's a festival that has a nice Chicago spirit to it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at a lot of festivals around the world, I feel like there's a lot of people that are there, not necessarily representing the city, but I think Lollapalooza is a lot about like city representation and being a part of the Chicagoland community, and, you know, sort of bringing that to anybody who decides to go there. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's during that weekend we really just kind of stay within the couple square miles of the park, and it's just such beautiful madness during that entire weekend, and I love it.
So what's your favorite band that you saw there? What's the
Oh,
favorite
wow.
band you saw there?
Oh man, I've seen so many incredible bands there. I just saw, who was it? The Cure, which was phenomenal.
Wow,
Yeah.
that had to be great.
Oh, it was great.
Wow.
And I had just seen them at the Reading Music Festival in just outside of London, but it was just such a rainy, muddy mess. And I always thought, man, I want to go to a music festival where, like Woodstock, there's just mud and, you know,
You found
rain.
it.
I found it was awful. I hated it. You know, because I'm used to going to Coachella where it's like sunny and nice and laying on the grass. And but I've been to Lollapalooza a couple times where it's just pouring down rain.
Yeah,
but
gets dirty there.
the best concert experience of my life actually happened at Lollapalooza. It was during God, what's the band? I'm trying.
Glad it was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so good.
It's actually a band that I don't really follow. Oh my God, I can't remember the band, but it just started pouring rain, and it was just so epic.
Was it Foo Fighters?
Yes, it was Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Yes,
Because I remember my brother went to that show.
Oh my God, it was so cool to see. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was. Anyways.
Wow.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck
thank
with
you.
your guys' efforts. That's great. You guys are doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. We're all good with that.
Going to